Hey y'all, welcome back to another testimonial vlog. It's been a while. I'm not even gonna tell y'all what month it is. I mean, obviously I'm putting this video out, so you already know. But I still have to testify for the month of July, August, September, and October. So I got a lot of work to do. God has really been dealing with me with this testimonial journey. I started off very strong, and I've still been journaling, y'all. Do not get me wrong. I've still been journaling every single day with the hopes of being able to finally record my testimony. So we're testifying in this video for the month of July. Do not mind this dress. I wanted to wear this tonight to the birthday party that I'm going to, but there are smudges, bluish black smudges all over it because I decided to hang it up in my closet right beside a black dress. And I've taken it to 2 cleaners and nobody can help me. So unfortunately, I may have to toss it, which is very sad. It's sad because I only got to wear the dress once. It's also sad because I didn't get a chance to get my cost per wear out of it. And it's a really cute dress. It definitely wasn't my top choice. It was something that I kind of got last minute, but it is what it is. But today, without further ado, I want to testify for the month of July. So let's get started. So on July 1st, I was at Jordan's house. We woke up and we decided to go for a run. Apparently the weather was really nice. I came back to journal and all the things. And as y'all know, if y'all have been watching the testimonial vlogs, you know that every month, at the beginning of every month from the 1st through the 5th, we do an increase fast with the group that I'm in called Increase 365. So this was day 1. So I did all the things. I was apparently off work as well. And I did all the things leading up to the increase fast. We actually had 2 sessions that day. And wow, we had the first session to do the increase fast for day 1. And then the second session, for just updates on the group. I can't believe we started Wealth Warfare Wednesday this long ago. Or that long ago. I didn't even realize we had been doing it for that long. So I don't know if I mentioned this already, but Wealth Warfare Wednesday, every Wednesday we fast. We do a dry fast from whenever we wake up to 12 p.m. And I didn't realize how long we've been doing this, but we have been doing it since July. I want to say we started in June, but I could be dead wrong. But today, apparently that day was a productive day. I was able to edit some content, put out a video on YouTube, schedule some emails. I had got some revenue from the workshop that I had just had. So this was after workshop number 2, which was style therapy, which I will have to say that was one of my favorites. Style therapy was one of my favorites. I hosted that at the end of June. So it looks like I had some money from the ticket sales and I withdrew that. And I was just thankful for the profit from it. And I was just praying for part 3 and hoping to have a location and a topic solidified for part 3. So cute. It's so nice just reading through all of this because all of what I'm testifying about at this point has already happened. So yeah, I had also received the pictures from part 2 from the photographer. I worked with Io and he also did a video for me as well. So I said I was waiting on the video and that the pictures were really cute. So okay. So on July 2nd, I was also off work. So this was a nice little off week. I was still busy though. I had gotten some blood work done. I got my car washed. I ran some errands. I was able to go to the gym. And then I was able to do all the things before the live session for day 2 of the increase fast. I had also woke up to notifications of me being reimbursed from the trip that I took to Philly for work. So I had decided, I think I talked about this, I had decided to use my credit card just to help build up my credit. Since I was getting reimbursed anyway, I decided to use my credit card to pay for things. And I had gotten reimbursed for that. So that was nice. Someone had inquired about my styling services. I don't know if they had moved forward or not, but that's what I mentioned. And then I was just thanking God for the opportunities that he had been sending me. I had just had my workshop, just came back from Philly for work, and just some great things were happening. I was also able to visit a friend and his mom, Cliff and his mom, who had lost, she had lost her husband, he had lost his father. So I don't know if I mentioned this in the previous video. I'm pretty sure I did. But just went to go visit them, and it was nice to see that they had family and just friends there to support them on top of me being there. So that was July 2nd. Okay, so on July 3rd, I actually had to work. Apparently I only had one appointment, so it wasn't much work that needed to be done. And then this day, I went to go meet up with my friends for a co-working day at a place called Needs. Needs is a bakery slash restaurant downtown that has really good breakfast, lunch, and apparently really good pizza. That day was my first time tasting their pizza because my friend Jade had ordered some and it was real good. It's just really fresh because they make all the bread in-house. It was a productive day, apparently. I was able to get myself lunch. I got a coffee, which was really nasty. I got a cold brew blueberry coffee. I don't think cold brew was really my thing. I like cold coffee, but the cold brew, it just wasn't good. And then I was able to treat Jordan to lunch, so that was nice. I always enjoy doing things like that when I'm able to, because sometimes I'm not always able to. So I'm hoping to be able to do more of those things moving forward, but that was really nice that I was able to do that. And it was only because I had gotten the reimbursement from my job, so that was nice. I was able to pay back my Discover bill, and I was getting paid the next day, so it was just a lot of prosperity at the time. Also got an opportunity to do a touch base with Kate, who is my manager at my job. It looks like I was talking to her about doing a workshop or conducting a workshop for the stylist, which kinda didn't really happen. I did actually create an opportunity for myself with doing like a monthly presentation with the inventory that we receive every month. So we release a new collection at MM LaFleur every month, and I took it upon myself to offer to create content around that collection so that the stylists know like what's considered business formal, what's considered power casual, what's considered casual, what's considered tailored, relaxed, all of those things. So that workshop kind of turned into that. So that was cool. And then I was able to tune into, apparently I wrote day 2, but it was supposed to be day 3 of the fast, but I ended up falling asleep during that prayer session. I was obviously really tired and that coffee did not help, but I was able to send out some reach out emails, prep some other emails. I recorded my May testimonial, and I was happy that I had gotten that out the way. And here I was just saying that I had a lot of editing to do, which I currently have a lot of editing to do as well, but I'm trying to stay afloat. So yeah, that was it for July 3rd. Okay, so July 4th. July 4th was a holiday, y'all, so I did not work, but I did work. Y'all know me. We recorded an episode of the Stylist Rant podcast. At this point in time, I was still working with Jess. I was kind of frustrated. I wrote that we were recording on a holiday, but at the time her availability was very limited. So since she was off work and I was off work, it just made the most sense to record on the holiday. So I was able to get that done with her. We actually talked about branding for stylists, and it was a really good conversation. And that episode is out. It's been out. So if y'all want to check out the Stylist Rant podcast, definitely make sure y'all do that. She also talked to me about denouncing from Delta, which was interesting. She had already made the decision, but was going back and forth in her head about whether or not she should talk about it on social media. So I just encouraged her to do it. I encouraged her to do whatever makes her feel good and whatever God is leading her to do. And y'all, she did it. I haven't talked to her in a while, and I had reached out, but I didn't hear back from her. So I'm gonna try reaching out again. But she did post about it on social media. She started sharing more of her journey, and it's just been really cool to like see all of that play out for her. So although she's no longer a part of the Stylist Rant podcast, she's still continuing to do what she was created to do. So I love that. I love that so much. So I also sent her a sermon because I had just watched a sermon about denouncing. So I sent her that for encouragement, and I was just praying that she received the message. That day we celebrated 4th of July by going to Kenny's dad's house. He lives in a really nice house. He has a pool and all of that. So we went there, got in the pool. Y'all know I was fasting because the first 5 days we fast. So this was day 4 of the fast. I couldn't eat until 3. So when we got there a little bit before 2, or a little bit after 2. So at 3 o'clock, I was ready to eat. I had some fried chicken, I think hot dogs, and some other stuff too. And then of course I had a drink or 2. So it was really cool. It was nice. We had a good time. The weather was perfect. And yeah, it's always a good time at Kenny's dad's house. But I was really tired by the time we got back. I showered and got right in the bed because yeah, I was tired. Okay, so on July 5th, I actually had to work. I had to work Bento, which is a virtual styling that I do at my job. I also had a meeting with Udemy. So Udemy was the woman who was my point of contact for the summit that I was a part of. We had a call to just confirm the logistics of what I would be doing during the summit and the topic I would be talking about and how exactly I would be sharing my knowledge and expertise. She was suggesting that I share my screen and like walk people through stuff, but I wasn't trying to do that. She basically just ended up asking me questions and I responded the way that I felt led. I was able to do some admin work. I went to go get my nails and toes done. Apparently I tried a new color. This may have been the blue. I think it may have been the blue that I tried. I had to run some errands, so I needed to get some help with my phone. So I went to Apple. I picked up some lunch, and by the time I did all of that, it was 3 o'clock and I was making my way back to Jordan's. So I was able to eat and just relax. I worked and I tuned into the live prayer session and I did all of that until about 7 p.m. And then after that, I went to Cliff's house, his mom's house. Like I told y'all, he lost his dad, so we were there to just support him, and it was really nice. He's a high school friend, so everybody from high school that we hung out with was there. So Jade, Taylor, Cliff, Jordan, and then me. So it was really nice to be together again with everybody because it has been a long time. So we spent time together, laughed, joked, listened to music, we ate, we drank, and we was there till like 2 a.m. y'all. We was there till like 2 a.m. and we had a good time. So I'm thankful that we were able to have that moment. And in my notes or in my journaling, I was just praying that, you know, God just continues to strengthen Cliff and his mom, renew his mind, renew his spirits, and just keep them safe. So, all right, y'all. So on July 6th, apparently I had to work. I didn't have any scheduled appointments, so I hopped on Bento for a bit and did some styling there. I made a Poshmark sale, which was nice. Those sales are always so random and rewarding. And I had to mail off the order before the post office closed. I ran some errands and then I attempted to go to the tailor. I had completely forgot. I actually will be going to the tailor today, but I had completely forgot that they don't open until 1. So they're open from 1 to 6. Apparently I got there probably at like 12:30 and I wasn't trying to sit around and wait. So I ended up leaving and coming back at another time because I needed to go grocery shopping and I just needed to get some things. So I was saying in my journal that I was thankful that I had the funds to get groceries and just do the things that I was doing. Because I didn't really have much going on, I was planning to go to my sister's house, but I ended up not going. And I ended up just staying home and getting some work done, some editing and all the things, finishing up some work and just chilling for the rest of the night. I had to wash my hair and I wanted to catch up on a few episodes of The Chi. I have not watched The Chi, honestly, since. So, but I was really into it at that point. And apparently I was also able to start editing one of my vlogs, and I purchased my perfume for the month of July, which I believe was a Le Bleu body care perfume. So shout out to Quenisha. She is or was one of my vendors at my at the Style Therapy event. She was one of the vendors. And her perfume smells so good. I had bought one of the summer collection scents, so it was just perfect. So I was able to get that, and that was that. So on July 7th, I actually had to work, so I wasn't able to attend church, but I was able to watch church virtually. I also was able to get a lot of things done, and I'm glad that I had woke up early because I ended up going to brunch with my friend Jade, who went to A&T, and she now lives in Bethesda. I actually need to text her and see how she's doing. I think she had planned on going to GHO, which is our homecoming for A&T. And I haven't talked to her since after telling her that we were no longer going. But anyway, me and Jade went to brunch, and we went to a really, really cute place called La Vie at the Wharf in DC, which was super cute. We took really cute pictures and just had a really nice conversation. I feel like we're always on the same page. After that, we went up to the rooftop of La Vie and got a drink, which was extremely expensive. And I was saying in my journal that I was a little frustrated with myself because I had wanted to use my credit card instead of my debit card, but I ended up using my debit card. And I was just upset because I hate when I do things like that, when I plan on using one card and end up using another. But in my journal, I was reminding myself that, you know, it's not that serious. You know, God will always provide, and there's always more where that came from. And I'm working on it, y'all. I'm working on it when it comes to my finances, because I feel like in the past, I have struggled so much with my finances and just never having enough, never feeling like I had enough. And now I'm in a space where I'm moving away from that, mentally and spiritually, and just shifting the way that I see money. And it's hard. It's definitely hard. And being a part of Increase 365, I'm sure I talked about this before, has been very helpful for me with this transition and this shift. So I'm very, very thankful for it. At that point in time, I was just frustrated. After we got our drink, we tried sitting there and enjoying the music, y'all, but they just wasn't really playing that good of music. I like certain type of music when I'm out, and I'm not really into the ratchet stuff. Like, not to say that the ratchet music isn't cool, like the Lotto, the City Girls, who else do people like? The Sexy Reds. Oh, I gotta pray. Hold on. But yeah, like the Sexy Reds. Is one in particular person, not Megan Thee Stallion. Oh, Glorilla. Like, they're cool. Do not get me wrong. They are cool. And I do like a lot of their music, but I'm just not like listening to their album back to back. I do want to give Glorilla another try because I know, at least I believe she's a Christian. Literally, I think her parents are pastors. And she had a song on her album with Kirk Franklin. So like, I like that. And not to say that because a rapper isn't a Christian, I'm not going to listen to them. That's not what I'm saying. But I gravitate towards certain things for certain reasons. And Glorilla's cool. Lotto, I do like some of her songs. Megan Thee Stallion, I actually really do like Megan Thee Stallion. I just never really I have listened to her past albums, but not the most recent one. So I want to listen to that. Sexy Red, she cool, but I'm not doing it. So yeah, that's basically what they were playing, from what I can remember. And just a lot of songs that I really don't listen to like that. So I couldn't really catch the vibe. And yeah, it just wasn't giving. So we ended up leaving. We walked across the street to go to Liddy in the City. I think that's what was happening. But they were asking for like a $20 cover charge. We wasn't trying to pay that. I don't really carry cash, and they wasn't about to swipe my card to get into no party. So we ended up just going home. Dropped her off and I headed home. Thankfully, I had an energy drink in the car because your girl was tired. I was tired. But I ended up making it home, of course, safely. Showered, and I just got right in the bed because initially I was gonna go home and do work, but I couldn't do it. I listened to the Increase 365 message and took my butt right to sleep. And my father also signed me up for USAA, so that was nice. So that was July 7th. So on July 8th, the day started pretty busy. I had a lot on my schedule, and usually when that happens, I try my best to not get overwhelmed because it always works out. God always works it out. So y'all, a lot of things ended up getting canceled and or rescheduled. So that's what I mean by God working it out. I had a lunch meeting scheduled with James, but he had to reschedule, and I wasn't mad at that. I was on the clock but had 0 appointments, and then someone scheduled an appointment at 3, but she ended up just only having a question. So that way I was able to run some errands. I had to pick up my tailoring. I had to finally do that. I had to mail off some clothes to my client Kishana. Mind you, it only costs $20. Shout out to FedEx. Every time I need to ship something off for a client, I always forget about FedEx. I'll just go straight to UPS. And UPS is expensive as I don't know what. I don't know why, but it is. So FedEx is the truth. After that, I was able to work out, post on social media, and I had an intern. I had a meeting with my intern, and then I had already packed for Jordan's house. So I just went back to go grab my duffel bag, got some food, and I made my way over his house. So that was my day. That was my day on July the 8th. Okay, y'all. So on July 10th, I was off work and very thankful for that. Apparently, I love being off work. But off work days are still very much busy days for me. I was able to sleep in. I went to the gym. I had a meeting with Brianna and my intern. So Brianna is the photographer that I'm working with in my business. And we were planning a collab shoot with my client Stacy to just get some content, see how we work together, get some content to promote our collaborative service that we're offering in my business. So I was able to do some tasks on my to-do list before this virtual styling appointment that I had scheduled with Anina Bing. So basically, Kate has sent me on this assignment to schedule virtual styling sessions with other brands and other companies, just to go through the process and see how they work and see if there's anything that I can pull from those experiences to put into what we do at MM LaFleur. I didn't really find anything that they were doing anything special compared to what we already had to offer. So I scheduled one with Anina Bing, and the stylist just didn't seem very personable. She didn't really know much about the product, or it didn't seem like she did. And it just was like, okay, girl, it wasn't me. It wasn't what I offer. So I was able to give Kate that feedback. I was able to make me and Jordan lunch, tuned into Wealth Warfare Wednesday. After that, I had a wax appointment. And then I had to get ready for the night because we were going to the Vino and Vibes event. Sola, she actually started hosting these weekly wine nights at this place called, I can't remember the place, but the event was called Vino and Vibes. And basically it's a bar and it's a bunch of plants, and it's just a really, really cute location where we come together, we have some wine, we connect, we network, and that night I think we played a game. So it was really, really cute. That was my first time going, and I had a really, really good time. That was my first and last time going because I hadn't been since, because Wednesdays I just feel like are super busy for me, especially during the week. There's always something going on with work, so I was only really able to go that one time, but it was a good time. And while I was there, y'all, I ran into Corday, who is the son of one of the women who was a part of the church workshop that I did. So if y'all remember, I want to say it was early June, I had did a workshop at a church called Fellowship of Grace, or Grace Fellowship in Towson. And it was a small group of women who were there. One of the women was his mom. And I had met Corday before, but it had been a while since I had seen him. And I'm pretty sure I follow him on social media, but I really don't see his content like that because of the algorithm. So he remembered who I was, I remember who he was, and he came up to me, he was thanking me and just saying how much he appreciated what I was doing as a stylist, because his mom was one of the women who attended the workshop that I did at the church. And now, because of the workshop that I had presented, she was being more intentional about what she was wearing and how she was showing up. And he absolutely loved that for his mom, because she's single and I'm sure she's dating or wanting to date. and he was just excited to like see her happy, see her excited, and just loving what she was doing with her style. Because he's like, she needs to find a man because I'm not her man and I'm tired. So I thought that was so cute, and it just really warmed my heart to know that, you know, people are always watching. You never know who you're talking to. You never know who's talking about you. And it was just really, really nice to get that compliment. So that was really, really nice. So shout out to him. Shout out to his mom. And yeah, that was my July 10th. So on July 11th, I was off work because of the Style Summit. So the Style Summit took place that day, y'all. And I was able to get my hair cut in the morning, pick up my prescription, and I headed back to Jordan's to get myself together. The Style Summit was really, really good. It was a great experience. We were literally on the call for 2 hours. I will say I feel like it could have been less time. But she just continued to ask me questions, and the questions were good, don't get me wrong, but I did not plan on spending 2 hours of my day on there. So after that happened, I was tired. I remember laying down for just a little bit, but I ended up getting up because Jordan and I ended up going to this event called Creative Keynotes, which is hosted by the girl Vina. It was such a cute vibe, such a cute event, and it's basically a panel discussion. She had a panel discussion with a few different artists, local artists in Baltimore, Black local artists in Baltimore, and creatives. So it was really, really cute. And then after that, y'all, we didn't go home. We ended up going to a happy hour hosted by Black Ass Flea Market. So shout out to Bree. And that was at So Baltimore. I'm like remembering stuff as I talk through. And that was cute. We probably didn't need to go, but we ended up going anyway. And I'm glad we did because it was a good time. Darius was there. A few other people were there that we are cool with. So it was a good time. And I was glad that we, you know, enjoyed ourselves and just enjoyed the night. And I wanted to celebrate. You know, I had did my first virtual summit. It was over 300 women on that call, I want to say. So it was my first time doing something like that, and I just wanted to celebrate. So I'm glad we did that. All right, y'all. So on July 12th, it was a very busy day. I had 2 meetings, one with Taylor, who is my manager's manager, to give her feedback and just some suggestions on my experience in Philly when I went to go work for MM LaFleur. So that went well. And I also had a meeting with Tiffany and Benjamin. So Tiffany is a stylist who I have been following on social media for quite some time. I can't remember if I reached out to her or she reached out to me, but basically, she invited me to her event and I couldn't attend. So I said, I'm sorry I couldn't attend, but let's connect, let's do lunch. So we ended up doing lunch, and I'm pretty sure I talked about this in one of the previous testimonial vlogs. And then fast forward, she wanted to do another event, but she wanted to include me. So we basically scheduled a call with her and her partner Benjamin, and we talked through some ideas. So that was really cute. We're actually planning to do the event in February, so we'll see how that goes. Looking forward to just talking through it and watching it come to life. But aside from that, right after that, I ended up going to a lunch and learn hosted by the Monument Women's Creative Alliance. And that was the group that I did my lunch and learn with. And I was doing mine the next month. But I wanted to go to this one just to get an idea of where it will be, how it will play out. And I was also interested in the topic. So the woman who did this one, her name was Dr. Charlene. So I got a copy of her free book and we connected. And she's awesome. She does a lot of like affirmation work. She's also a professor at Morgan. I'm not sure what she's a professor in. I can't remember. But yeah, was able to connect with her. My intern came, so that was nice. We were able to get some content, so that was cute, and just make some new connections. And after that, I went back to Jordan's to do some work until about 5:30. So the lunch and learn was about 12ish. And then that night we had went out for our girls' night dinner. So we try to do that every couple of months, honestly, not as much as we should. But this time we were going to the Ruxton. And the last time we went to Nobu in DC. So we just go to these really fancy restaurants, we dress up, and we just have a good time with one another. So it's always me, Jade, Taylor, and Rhea. And this time we went to the Ruxton, which was at the time a new restaurant in Baltimore. Very fancy upscale restaurant. The food was good, y'all. The food was good. Apparently Janae Black is a bartender there, so I ran into her, and yeah, it was so cute. It was such a good night. And then we ended up going to the Speakeasy right after that. So y'all, I didn't get home till 3 a.m. But in my journal, I was saying that, you know, how thankful I was for experiences like this, to be able to afford experiences like this, and to hopefully be able to do it more consistently in the future, or sooner than later. So yeah, that was my busy July 12th. So July 13th was a Saturday. I had to work, and I ended up working bento. I was supposed to go to brunch with my friend Mona, but I ended up rescheduling because I just didn't budget. I couldn't budget properly that month, y'all. So I did not budget for both the Ruxton dinner outing and brunch the next day. So I just couldn't do it. So I ended up rescheduling with her. But I'm glad to be rescheduled because I actually had some work I needed to do. It was a good sales day at work. And I basically worked all day and just did things that needed to get done. I ended up going for a run with Jordan, and it was nice because the weather was nice. And then we ended up ending the night at Hampton Yards, which is a really nice bar that's outdoors in Baltimore. So we went to that, and I was just thankful that we were able to have some time spent together. It was a cute little date night. He made us dinner too, because the place that we went to does not sell food. So it was super cute, and I just pray for more nights like that with him. Okay, y'all. So on July 14th, I had to work. This was a Sunday. I had 2 appointments, but one of them only ended up showing up. And on that call, one of the newer stylists was able to shadow me because she's looking to get into virtual styling for MM LaFleur. Now, I will say it's November. This time last year, between September and November, virtual appointments was lit. I will say there were days where I was literally in virtual appointments back to back to back to back to back, especially when I first started. But this year, everything has been different. Everything has changed. I could barely get one virtual appointment, y'all. That's how much things have slowed down. And I know it has a lot to do with the economy and all the things, but people are still shopping. But what people are doing is what I'm thinking. People are now being more intentional about what they're shopping for, which is a great thing. And not to say that you can't be intentional virtual shopping, but I feel like their intentional shopping that to them means that they actually have to try the stuff on first. And it's like, baby girl, if I'm telling you I know the product, and I'm telling you that if you give me your size, I will make the best suggestion on what size will work for you, cool, you can do that. And the thing about virtual styling is that nothing is set in stone. You can always return. You can always exchange. But I feel like people just don't want to go through that, which with MM LaFleur, it's super simple. But I get it, I guess. So now they're wanting to go into the store and they're wanting to try things on, not realizing that everything that is available online is not always available in store. And all the sizes that are available online are not all available in store. So I think that's what's happening there, because store sales apparently have been through the roof, but virtual styling has barely been making it through. So I was happy that I had an appointment that Sanaya was even able to shadow me on, and she enjoyed it. She was able to learn a lot, but it just sucks how slow virtual styling has been. But also it's not all bad because we now have bento. So I've been making most of my sales from bento. And I've also been having extra time to focus on my business. So it's bittersweet, but you know, it's definitely different from last year. So Sanaya shadowed me. I was able to, I said that I wanted to connect with Dr. Charlene so I could host a workshop with her. And then I went to the pool. I went to the pool and relaxed. I went on my own. I think Jordan has something to do. So I was there on my own. It was a little weird because yeah, it was other people around, enjoying the pool with their friends and family. And I was just there by myself, but it was cool. And, once I got back, I was able to shower, and just get ready for the week while Jordan cooked dinner. So it was a nice little Sunday. And we also watched Them. So at this point in time, I was binge watching Them. I loved Them, and it was just really good. So yeah. So on July 15th, I worked at Jordan's. I had some appointments scheduled, but apparently neither one of them showed up. So things were starting to slow down with the virtual appointments at this point in time. But I did make some sales for my client Kishana because she was preparing for her photo shoot that was happening at the end of that month. I was saying that I pray that she receives everything in time so that, you know, we can have everything that we need. And I was thankful for my intern because she'd be at the photo shoot with me and she'd be able to grab some content and some BTS and all the things. Also had a meeting with my manager, Kate, just to give her feedback on the virtual shopping sessions that I had with other brands. And it really sparked some creative ideas in her. So I was thankful that I was able to help with that. I was also able to go to the gym, and then Ayo, my photographer and videographer from part 2 of the workshop, sent over or said he was sending over the video. So I was excited to see the recap video. Also got another testimonial from an attendee, and everything was just flowing and everything was just going well. So I was very excited mid-July. And y'all, I'm gonna stop here because I do not want this video to be super long. So this is gonna be part 1 of July, and then I want y'all to stay tuned for part 2. So make sure you subscribe and continue watching the testimonial vlogs. I hope y'all are enjoying. Don't forget to comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you resonate with any of these stories. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I will see y'all in part 2. Bye.